Thank you, Father Philip, and thank you for coming to this inaugural Human Flourishing Forum. I'm going to read this speech, as I'm not very good at improv, so you'll excuse me. We know many of you have traveled great distances or made sacrifices to be here, and so again, I want to thank you all very much for coming on behalf of all of us. And I want to thank His Eminence Cardinal Turkson, who will be joining us shortly, for graciously hosting us here at the Pontifical Academy of Sciences. Cardinal Turkson has always been supportive of our work at Humanity 2.0, and we look forward to exploring ways to further collaborate and support his work at the Academy. As you probably have gleaned, I've never been big on speeches. I expect this is in part because I've never been very good at them, but more likely it's because a large part of who I am was formed serving under men like Brigadier General Julian Chapman, men whose facta non verba approach I have always admired so much. Deeds, not words. Facta non verba is precisely why I agreed to serve as CEO of Humanity 2.0. God knows I'm no big thinker, but it seems I've been useful to others in getting things done. And I share this because I want you all to understand why we've convened you here today. As most of you know, Humanity 2.0's mission is to identify and remove impediments to human flourishing. But we are very aware that this mission cannot be achieved alone. It will always require collaboration. And this brings us to why Humanity 2.0 exists. We exist to help focus, communicate, and facilitate the work of this burgeoning human flourishing movement. We are a form of middleware for you all, your ops team. We are here to serve you so you may more effectively use your gifts to accelerate human flourishing. But we also need your help. In order for Humanity 2.0 to effectively identify and remove impediments to human flourishing, we first need to understand what constitutes human flourishing. If we were to stop someone on the street and ask them, what do you need to flourish? We all know how they would answer. Family, money, And let's face it, it's kind of a scandal that in the 21st century, so many of us are still so unclear about something so fundamental as flourishing. A cardinal I used to work for would often say to me, if you know where you're going, you'll be more likely to get there. He was a Tolkien scholar, hence the artful simplicity of the logic. But the fact is, most of us don't know what we need to flourish, and even fewer know what it takes for humanity to collectively flourish. This, to us, is the greatest impediment to human flourishing. We don't know how to truly flourish. But to circle back to my earlier point, before we can address the how, first we have to understand the what. What is human flourishing? For the academics in the room, we have brought you here to appeal to you to work together to help us better understand what human flourishing is and what it consists of. And we understand there are enormous demands in your time, but we also know by virtue of you being here today that this is something you deeply care about and want to see done. It's no coincidence we're convening here at the Vatican. We are unabashedly appealing to your better angels to overcome the silos and other obstacles that prevent you from working together and with us on this vital human project. This is also an important reason we invited members of the business and philanthropic community to be here with you these days. We want you to hear from them why they need your work to succeed and how they will translate your collective insights into tangible flourishing in the world. We are convinced that today with you all, we are launching a vitally needed accelerator of human flourishing, an organization that can help ensure your work is integrated, shared, and then translated into measurable impact. But perhaps even more importantly, we feel that together with you all, we can help make less obscure a vision of the future where all people have the potential to flourish. Okay, that's speech over. Before we begin the program, I have two important introductions I'd like to make and one post-forum note. First, I just want to acknowledge Matt Bird, who is the Matt, who is the president of the Board of Impact at Humanity 2.0. He oversees the ESG and corporate partnerships of Humanity 2.0, and he's essentially our point person on the Impact Initiatives Foundation. And he's been vital and essential to this convening happening, so thank you. And Ron Ivey. Ron, please. There you are. Ron is the new president of the Humanity 2.0 Institute. His primary responsibility is to oversee Project Vision and our work with you all to realize the most comprehensive understanding of human flourishing ever achieved. He will also work on applying this new framework to help identify and map impediments to human flourishing and work with the business and philanthropic community to translate the framework into useful tools that can be used to accelerate impact. Another important aspect of Ron's job is to listen to our academic partners and discern ways we can help and support ongoing collaboration and research progress. This support may take the form of grants or assisting with grant applications or hosting convening. With his existing research affiliation with Harvard's Human Flourishing Program, we know this valuable partnership will grow and include other academic institutions. We are honored to have Ron with us, and I encourage you to get to know him, as we're confident he will be of great service in building this community. Finally, as I alluded to earlier, this forum is only the beginning. We are eager to work with you all to better understand flourishing and how to apply it. To this end, we'll be standing up working groups post-forum so we may collectively work together to accelerate flourishing. Working groups will loosely reflect the organization of the workshops, but we expect them to be more specific over time. And so throughout these next 2 days, we humbly ask you to discern if you'd be willing to make a commitment to join one of these working groups. The demands in your time won't be oppressive, but they will not be insignificant. So please give it some thought, and if you're open to learning more, you can email me when you're done. Okay, now actually I'm really done. So Cardinal Turkson will share some words when he arrives, but I think in the meantime, we can probably move on to our first presentation. So I'm going to invite Ron, our MC, to take it